Hello, guys. Welcome back to the podcast. Well, guys and girls. Um, what? There's not very many things that feel better than beating the Stars. I know, like
Yes, there are.
some people might say the Blues or the Wild. I don't know. For me, it's the Stars.
I think now that they have more skill, that it's just like with Robertson and Hintz and Heiskanen, like it's a little different because it's not like those guys don't really play that style.
It's more
Like
their
the Dallas
fans
Star
and Jamie
style.
Benn for me. And now they have Mason
Yeah.
Marchment, and I don't like that guy either.
You got to respect the try hard though. Like
Yeah, I
guys
respect
who
his
play like that
journey.
are really nice to have on your team.
Right.
So he's like a skilled tryhard. He's kind of like Tom Wilson, just in how he plays. It's kind of what I see. Just a
I can
big,
see that.
big
Yes.
dude throwing the body around. Maybe doesn't fight as much as Tom Wilson, but
It's not as dirty as Tom Wilson.
he's pretty dirty.
Not as much as Tom Wilson.
But it was a good win. It was a satisfying win.
Yep.
Um,
The hockey gods tried everything in their power to not let it be a win.
man, I don't know. I feel like the
And
Avs got the
mostly
better
Jake
end of the
Ottinger. Well,
bounces.
it was mostly Ottinger.
Yeah,
He doesn't like the Avs for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah. I think like in terms of the actual bounces, the Avs got the better end, but like the weird,
It
the
felt
fake
like it was just
the
like
made up
I don't know.
goal.
I didn't actually feel like there was weird bounces.
Yeah. Well, the made up goal was just stupid, and then obviously that one goes off of Cale's stick,
Right.
and it's just like, yeah,
So that's
feels bad.
I
Like
got
the Stars didn't really score a real goal the whole night, but
and I thought eye test and numbers, the Avs were the much more dangerous team tonight for
yeah,
sure.
not in the second period, but the first and third periods, yes.
Yeah. So I got the strawberry cake because I wanted something. I usually do chocolate cake, but I didn't want chocolate today, so I went strawberry. So
But yeah, I just felt like it was just a really good effort. It was a hard game, physical game, and the Avs were just totally fine playing in that, and they honestly, the game probably should have been 4 or 5 to 1 with how they played in the third period. Like it, it was an onslaught in the third period, but
it was
I
a
felt like the
dominant period.
1-1. I feel like the 1-1 after 2 periods was about right. It was like the Stars, their goal was shitty. Like it felt bad. It was made up.
Yeah.
But like that was kind of the score that you felt like both teams deserved in how they were playing.
Yeah, up until the third period, the Avs weren't shooting the puck a lot.
Right.
It was something
A lot of possession, not a lot of shots.
They were definitely kind of. I felt like they were maybe a little bit intimidated by Oettinger. Like they felt like they had to make the perfect play to get something by him.
Yeah, sure looked like that on the power play in overtime when they were trying to pick the corner every shot and kept missing the net.
How many shots can Nathan MacKinnon take before he hits the net?
Yeah. And Mikko missed a couple too. Cale, I don't know about Cale. Cale didn't shoot in overtime, which was frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's got the best shot.
We'll get into the overtime later. Because I don't have a lot of thoughts, but I have a few. So yeah, I think the biggest thing from this game is Cale Makar getting his 200th point.
Yeah.
In his 195th game, or 96th, I don't remember. But yeah, fastest defenseman to ever do it.
Yep, he's the best player I've ever seen.
Oh, there you go.
End of story. Nothing like him.
He's him, as the kids say. Timothy.
There's nothing like him. This shot, like, it was funny. At first, I saw him take the shot, and I was like, oh, that's going 30 feet wide left. And then it just hits hits the corner and goes in. It's like,
I'm not sure how you did that because pretty much he shot it
Mhm.
and it went in, and I was like, damn.
It's like, that guy good.
And then I forgot. It took Moser reminding me that it was his 200th point.
I knew going into the game. That's why I got hyped.
I did too, but sometimes in the moment I forget.
Yeah.
Well,
And then, it's just such a good. The power play, I hated the power play tonight.
the power play was not
overall.
great tonight.
I felt like they were forcing too much crap into the middle. They weren't moving the puck fast. But when you have Cale Makar, sometimes the puck just enters the net. So
Yeah,
he's got to shoot more on the power play, man. Especially when it's looking like that. Like,
yeah,
you can't.
he's gotten to the point where he's taking too many one-timers. He isn't taking wrist shots from the point as much as he should.
I don't mind one-timers, man. I really
No,
don't.
I don't mind him either. I'm just saying he's like he only will shoot one-timers, and he's not shooting.
I don't mind that. I really don't mind it. He's got a really freaking good one-timer, man.
He's got a really good wrist shot too.
He's got a really good everything. I just think I don't, on the power play especially, I prefer the one-timer over the wrister. It just gets on the goalie faster. So he's got 5 goals now, right? Yeah.
Anyways, going back to the power play. There was the one power play that I actually thought was pretty good. It was the one in the last one in the third period. That was the only one where I was, and obviously they scored a goal in the first one. I thought the second unit was really terrible tonight. Felt like every time they got out there, they just got stuck in their zone, and I was like, for the last one in the third period, I was like, don't put them out there, and they didn't. Yeah.
So I think the one in the third period was so good because they simplified, right? It was just a shot to the pads by Mikko. It created a bunch of chaos. Oettinger was forced to make a second save on Lehkonen, and then the third one on McKinnon, and it was super. It was just super good. Because when your power play's struggling and the other team's clogging up all the lanes in the middle, like, that's what you got to do. Just simplify. So.
Right. Yeah, that was definitely something that the Avs did a really good job of as the game went on. I felt like they were good in the first period, but I didn't feel like it was kind of the same thing that I was saying about the second period. They weren't shooting the puck enough. Mm-hmm. They were trying to make too nice of plays. And in the first period, there was a little bit more of like getting your legs under them. I felt like
the first period felt. Yeah. No. Yeah. Totally. The first period felt like Washington, like with the Washington game, just the whole game, just a continuation of that.
Yeah, it felt very like even and slow and just kind of sloppy a little bit, but I don't know. I did get the vibe. The vibe from the first period was pretty good because usually when they play Dallas, you can kind of get a good vibe from the first period. Last year they played Dallas and Joe Pavelski scores 2 goals in the first period, and you feel like
in the first minute,
right?
Yeah,
it took like 3 seconds for him to.
Yeah, literally, they just went down and he scored.
Yep.
Soft. Yeah. I was like, well, here we go.
Yeah, it was a different vibe tonight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I really liked the puck management. It was so good, man.
Yeah, and especially there were a few times where I was like, oh, what are you doing? That was mostly Andreas Englund on one play.
Yeah. Which with him, it was back to terrible again. So
he got an assist though. Did
get an assist. So
that's good for him.
Didn't even really do his job on the play. Like, his shot got blocked. He manages an assist on it. So
hey, man, he's just living up to the Ryan Graves.
Yeah, a lot of Ryan Graves in that kind of play. Yeah, shot gets blocked. It's like, congrats, bro. But also, we can get into this now. What are you doing, man? Cross-checking Robertson into your goal.
Yeah. He doesn't like goalies. Something that...
It's just the lowest IQ shit in the world.
I think it's dumb, but I will defend him by saying a lot of players do it for some reason. This happens like
not as much anymore.
No.
I saw Rasmus Dahlin do it the other night, and he hurt Eric Comrie by doing it. So
Yeah, I
that's
don't
like
know why players do
yeah,
it.
but it doesn't happen as much anymore. But it's also just like it's the stupidest shit.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? And then it's a made up goal. Like, yes, it crosses the line, but also Jason Robertson pushes Georgiev into the net with his stick. Also, like Robertson makes no effort to like not hit the goalie,
Right.
and his stick pushes him into the net, and it just feels icky. It's not a real goal. It's not a real play. Dallas didn't do anything to earn it. It shouldn't have counted, in my opinion. Like, even if it's technically a goal, it doesn't. It's stupid.
Yeah. And
Plus the whistle, I think already blew, which I think they completely failed to
yeah, that's what
recognize
I was
that.
saying. I
So
was like, okay, this is probably a goal unless the whistle blew, and they just didn't like acknowledge it whatsoever. So I was like, okay, it was super weird. That did come after. I do want to talk about this. I know you're not a big fight guy, but anytime Jamie Benn gets his ass kicked, it's a win for the hockey world.
feels good. I just get a little queasy when he falls. It's
Yeah,
like I don't wish that on anybody. Like, even I know it's Jamie Benn and it's cool to get his ass kicked, but when he falls like that, it's just like I
right.
don't like that. But it
I
was
feel
nice to
less
see
I
Josh
feel
give
less
him the
bad for
face.
him just because of all the dirty shit he's done to guys in his career.
Yeah, his dirty stuff it's more
Was it?
obvious.
Didn't he give
So
EJ a concussion, or who did he hurt?
I don't
No,
remember, man.
he kneed him in the back of the leg or something in that Dallas series. But yeah, so basically Manson just destroyed Bargman, and Ben was like, "You can't do that," and Jamie Benn actually dropped the gloves with the guy.
Yeah, it was a clean hit too. Like
Yeah,
Marchman had it coming the whole night, and Ben saw his guy go down and was like, "You want to go?" And Manson just gave him a bunch of fists right in his nose.
yeah. Manson just
And that
gathered the
was that.
W's. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hand me my W's."
Mm-hmm.
You know? It was
It was right in front of the Dallas bench too.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and then he got him with that flinch too.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a good look for JB Ben. It was. It's it's telling. You remember that one game in Denver in 2020 where him and Matt Calvert were gonna go, and then he like chickened out of it. No,
No.
I've always remembered that. That's been the big thing that I've hated about Jamie Benn is that he dropped him with Calvert when he wasn't ready, and I'm like, I understand why now. I mean, because like
Yeah.
Josh Manson is a tough guy, but he's not a big fighter, and Jamie Benn has a significant size advantage on him.
Mm-hmm.
Like Jamie Benn fought in that fight like he's never fought before, but
Josh Manson's an angry dude. I wouldn't want to fight that guy.
yeah,
Plays
he's
angry.
like one of those.
I thought for the record, I thought Josh Manson was so good tonight.
So did I. I think he's one of those guys that when you hit him, you just awaken a beast inside of him. He's kind of like McKinnon, where it's like you hit that guy, and
he's like a contact junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and then obviously we touched on that it felt like the Stars were really mad after that. Like they were really just not like, they were really upset about it, but then they ended up scoring. So it was really just, I don't know, just kind of felt bad because, he kicks his ass. What makes it even worse is the fact that they like took 15 years to review that. That's the worst part to me because it's like, look, it's a goal or it's not. You should be able
Where
to
they're
tell
like
within
looking
5
for
minutes.
Yeah, exactly. They're like looking for any reason to make it be a goal. Just feels bad.
And it's like, it's not the review's fault that like after that the Avs kind of played like crap, but it slows teams down and it slows down the pace of play. And it's always something that I thought was dumb, and is my biggest problem with review. It's a lot of people's biggest problem with review is that it slows down the play so much.
I didn't mind it, to be honest. I think when you're the Avs and you're playing this shorthanded, a little rest can never hurt. So
I can see that. I think it's in general like it can be so slow, and sometimes it can be like can seriously sap the momentum from a team for no reason. But
Sure.
That wasn't really the case here. But yeah, pretty much after that, it did feel like things kind of swung towards Dallas, but then the Avs kind of got it back in the third period. Pretty quick, Newhook scored. Great play by everybody on that line. Kaut takes a big hit. Kaut went into
Took
the
a
boards
beating
weird.
tonight, man.
Yeah, earlier in the game, and I was concerned. I tweeted this out. So I broke my leg one time playing hockey, and I did the exact same thing. You can see he plants his foot, and he twists the other way, and so basically what happens is all the force spirals up your leg, and it breaks it, and it really sucks. That's what happened to me, and I was worried that's what happened to him because he wasn't putting any pressure on it. I was surprised when he came back out in the third-ish period. It was actually late in the second, I think. He went out in the first, and then he came back in the second. That's right. So that was good on him, and then he takes a big hit.
Looked to me more like it was a head injury, just with the way it kind of all happened. And then he gets up and he can't really balance, and it's like,
yeah, I think. But the angle I saw, he was lifting his leg up, and he really didn't want to put any pressure on it.
Yeah.
And they showed an angle where it didn't look like really his head, like he might have gotten whiplash from it. I don't know. They're not going to say anything because I don't know. The Avs, Jared Bednar is the coach.
Yeah. Looking through this, this was an absolute shit kicking at 5v5, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I mean,
kicked the shit out of Dallas. Dallas should not have got a point. The 6-on-5 bailed them out.
They really didn't deserve it. And even 6-on-5 sucked, except for the 10 seconds before they scored.
And the shot they settle on is a shot from the outside that just hits Cale's stick and goes in.
Yeah.
And it's like, you guys suck. I hate you guys.
It feels like I saw it coming. I was like, this is going to be the same thing. The Stars are going to find their way to a win against the depleted Avs team, and their fans are going to be like, yeah, this is why we're the better team, and I'm going to just be crying in my room all night. Fortunately, the Avs pulled out the win. The fact that the Stars kind of got crushed like this at 5v5 by a team that's this depleted as the Avs, it's a little bit telling. You get 2 goals from your superstar, and you still just it never felt like the actual play of the game was very close.
There's 2 reasons this game was not 5-0, and that's actually 3. We're gonna go Jake Oettinger, Jason Robertson, and made up goal, and that's that.
That makes sense. I thought you were gonna say Miro Heiskanen, and I was like, I actually thought he was kind of bad tonight.
He wasn't any good. And he got walked by Nate in the overtime too.
I know. And in the first 3 minutes of the game, he was just absolutely getting dominated by Cale. He would throw. Yeah, Cale was just like, "I'll take that pass. I'll take that pass. Thanks, guy." Yeah, there's something I've never thought Miro has ever actually played well against the Avs, which means he will on Saturday. But I don't know. Every time I've seen him play the Avs, he's never really been special to me, which is a little unfortunate because he's a good player, but also
I think he's special
against other players. No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he just hasn't been against the Avs. Even in the playoff series, when he was really red hot in that entire playoffs, he was just.
Oh, it was so good, man. I think he's so good.
He is. I don't know. He's a good player. He's a good player.
Dallas played Yanni Hakanpää 21-43.
Oh my god. But yeah, so let's I do want to continue. We touched on this second goal and then didn't. So Cale makes a really nice play, but the great play here is from Erod, who legitimately it's like he casts a line at Jake Oettinger and just reels him out of his net as he waits with the puck, and then he shoots it. I think he meant to do it. I don't know. The place he shot the puck made it seem a little bit less intentional, but either way, Newhook cleans up the rebound on an empty net, and it's good to see Newhook kind of staying hot a little bit here.
Yeah, free goal. It's always nice to get him.
Yeah, he doesn't score many greasy goals.
Good play by Erod.
Yeah.
Lucky bounce off the leg of that dude right to Erod. Gets the shot. Another lucky bounce right to Newhook. So
I don't know.
a lot of good bounces, but you earn your bounces. So
yeah, I hesitate to ever really call a bounce off a goalie a lucky bounce.
Yeah, it's a good bounce.
Yeah, but you know a goalie of this level is trained to control anything that hits him in a certain way. So,
what can you do? I don't know.
Like that. I don't know. But, anyways, what the hell? Natural stat trick's bugging. It says the Stars had 2 goals at even strength tonight. That's not.
It's true.
6v5 isn't even strength.
Yeah, it's 6-on-6.
I don't.
They don't have a goalie. They don't have a goalie.
But their goalie doesn't. Whatever. Anyways, that entire third period was like, I felt like it was like, I don't know, the Stars getting a taste of their own medicine, except the Avs would actually like get chances. You know, it was mostly the first line. I thought the first line was really good tonight, especially Nate.
Yeah, they ate that up. Yeah, they were super good. And Nate obviously doesn't get a point, and it feels bad, but he was flying. And Mikko was really good, using his body a lot.
He was moosing.
Like he was great, I thought. Just good support whenever they needed it. And yeah, Taves and Makar were both awesome.
Yeah.
The top guys were so good. They just couldn't beat Oettinger for the most part.
Right. It was. Yeah. They had some really nice chances. Probably one of his nicest one was in overtime when Nate walked Heiskanen and found it 5-hole, and he just kind of squeezed the pads on him.
Yeah, I felt bad. I felt like, what was their chance?
I feel like only Nate can play like this and not get points. I feel like he's cursed sometimes. There's just times.
Yeah, usually when he plays like shit, he ends up with 4 points, and then when he plays like that, he doesn't register 1. Yeah,
it's weird.
Yeah, he seriously deserved like 2 or 3 goals.
Oh, he did, dude. It's been a while. Like, I don't know. I haven't seen games like this where I've just been like consistently impressed with Nate. I haven't seen a game like that from him in a little bit. So it was good to see. Especially
the Nashville game was the last one.
Okay, that's a good one.
That was such a good game. Yeah, this one, yeah, it was really good.
He was just constantly like, you could just tell he had a little bit of that swagger. He was just always kind of moving his feet.
He was always moving, and he was getting around guys.
Saw the ice,
through them.
Like, he just saw everything that was happening on the ice. He
kind of just did whatever the hell he wanted.
Pretty much, yeah. Like, even when like Dallas kind of tried to muck it up at the beginning, he was like, I don't care.
Yeah. I actually felt like they mucked it up well. Like, I thought Dallas played a really good second period.
In the second period. No, I agree. I just think that, like, I tweeted it out. I think Dallas was mucking it up for everybody else, but Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen really didn't give a shit. They were like...
Yeah. Well, actually, it ended up being the opposite at 5v5, from what you're saying. The depth of the Avs was...
I feel like that came more in the...
The Avs' depth was positive in every metric.
I mean, everybody was positive in expected goals for, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah. It's not true.
Yes, it is. Oh, at 5v5.
Andreas Englund was exactly 50%.
Oh. Anton Bleed is actually elite, though. Wasn't on there for a single
100%, man. Yeah.
100% everything. 100%
the one that's surprising
is,
the one that's surprising is Jacob McDonald, because I thought he was really bad the whole game, and he finishes at 94.38%.
Really, I don't know. I like Jacob McDonald tonight. I thought Defensively, I
Wasn't a
didn't think it was
fan.
anything special. I liked him offensively. He was joining the rush a lot.
I was not a fan. Whenever the puck touched his stick in the offensive zone or any rush, the play would die. And whenever he got the puck in the D zone under any bit of pressure, he'd turn it over. I wasn't a huge fan.
I can agree. I could definitely agree with the first part for sure.
Yet he ends up at 94%. So I'm an idiot.
No, I'd expected goals for isn't like he did end up at 50% in Corsi, and what are the chances? Scoring chances for
let's get to this.
Whatever.
Let's get to the second Dallas goal. It's just so what happens here is, they get the puck out high and they suck Cogliano and Comfer both out high.
They
and
get a
that
little bit
leaves the
lost in
Stars with a
coverage.
3-on-2 down low. And Robertson decides to shoot it, even though I mean, honestly, he probably could have gotten it across pretty easily to the other side. He decides to shoot it, goes off Cale's stick and in. It's a tough break, but also I think you can't. One of Comfer or Cogliano can't go up there. You just can't do that.
Yeah, they make it a
You can't
little
get
bit
sucked
too
up
easy.
high.
I
You'd
think
rather
that
be left with a
Cale
3-on-2 up high than a
than
3-on-2 down low.
Yeah,
That's just
it's
kind of the name of the game at 6-on-5.
that one was definitely they made their own luck there. They kind of ruined a good thing there because they were so good in that third period. It was one of their better third periods I think I've seen them play. And then you just get that late goal and it just kind of stings.
The Stars had 3 shots on goal the whole period?
Yeah, it was pretty not good for them.
Yeah, they didn't deserve a point in this game. They were terrible.
No, they didn't. Well, Jake Oettinger deserved a point, and that's pretty much it.
He got them the point, man. He was the only reason they got the point in the game, and luck, obviously, a made up goal and puck that hits Cale's stick. So,
I mean, and just really quick, high danger chances for 70 to 30%. Not in total, that'd be nuts. Like,
there's domination.
If you're a team who's first in the Central right now and you're playing a depleted team that I mean, that's just bad. Like, that's just, especially when you have Peter DeBoer, the guy who supposedly like owns the Avs.
Yeah, I don't think he has the personnel to do it anymore.
He doesn't have the defensive structure.
His system demands so much out of players. You see how it works though in the second period when it's when the Stars played well. You see how it works. And you also see how hard it is on the players for Dallas too, because man, doing that like balls to the wall every single shift is really hard to do.
Yeah, you could tell in the third period they were a bit dead.
They didn't have much going for them. So,
but obviously they still score, and then overtime rolls around, and the Avs pretty much just kick their ass in that. I don't know what it is with Stars fans, but like they don't understand the rules, I guess.
You're not allowed to trip people. Sorry.
It's like you can't do that. And checking is legal in hockey, so I don't really know what your problem is with that Mason Marchment.
Yep, you're allowed to hit people. You're not allowed to trip them.
It's
rules.
It's something where that's just like, I feel like this is the problem with the game management for fans is that they game manage so much, that you try and keep the calls nice and even, that when they aren't, the team that is on the other side of that feels like, something's gone wrong. But
it didn't. Game was called perfectly, except for the goal. Shouldn't have been. That should not have been allowed, man. It's just so stupid. But also, don't cross-check people into your goalie.
That's also a bad idea.
The Avs made their own luck there. So
yeah, if he doesn't do that, that's not a goal. Pretty simple. I mean, unfortunately, that's, in most people's eyes, probably the second goal that England is directly responsible for.
Yeah.
And that's something you really just can't have from a call-up kind of guy. just because he's fine every other night doesn't mean you can allow.
So
like,
I
actively
think
hurting.
he's totally possible for where they're at
I
right
think
now.
he is, but he needs to stop like causing goals against.
Doing the big dumbs. Yeah. Because the thing, and I think Jared Bednar kind of also sees it because he played 11 minutes tonight. I think that's 9 to 11 minutes in all of his games so far.
Mm-hmm.
And that's much higher than Curtis McDermott. So like, I think he's kind of seeing like, oh, I can play this guy like more than 6 minutes and be totally
Right.
fine. So I think that's big. So
Yeah. We were hoping to see Sammy back. I hope he comes back against Dallas.
yeah,
Who knows when Bo will ever be back? I don't even know if day to day and week to week mean anything anymore.
yeah.
You should just start saying guys are out.
Yeah, I saw a Dater tweet today. He said they're expecting Gerard back, either next game or the Friday game.
That would make sense to save him for when you get home. Because I mean, I don't think he took the road trip with the team.
I don't think he did either. We don't know, but
right.
Wasn't anywhere to be seen on the ice anytime. So
yeah. We don't know what's going on with Bo. This was mentioned a lot of times. Val Nichushkin and Gabe Landeskog would have done great in this game.
Right up their alley. This is the kind of game. Yeah.
Yeah. Rycroft mentions it a lot, and part of me is like, okay, but they would have been, they do good in every game. Like, they're good players. But yeah, definitely in this game, those kinds of guys are. I don't know how much the Avs necessarily missed them, but they definitely could have been even better in this game.
They miss them a lot.
Well, I know in general, but I don't know if like.
Mm-hmm. I think they did. I mean,
maybe some like cleaning up.
Yeah, to beat hot goalies like that, you got to get in front of them.
That okay, I can see that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the overtime, it felt like Nathan. This was one of the better overtimes Nathan MacKinnon's ever played without scoring a goal.
Yeah, it was just clean, skilled. Had the puck. Had the puck whenever he was on the ice.
Yeah,
it's just really good.
JT
was impressive.
Overtime minutes.
Smart.
I don't know why he doesn't play Alex Newhook in overtime. I think he needs to.
I love the JT Compher in overtime, man.
Because he wins faceoffs.
He wins faceoffs. He's got a good shot, and he's a pretty good skater. And he can play with Nathan MacKinnon. He can play at that speed.
Yeah.
And he can be responsible defensively. So
he's also clutch.
I like that combo.
He's got the clutch.
And then it was it Lecky, Mikko, and Taves? Is that it? I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, it was Erod, actually.
It was pretty brief.
The first three. And then the first three got out there again and drew a penalty. MacKinnon did.
Yeah. The power play, so let's get into this. I was really like not thrilled with it because it felt like the one against St. Louis where they were just content to shoot.
They just looked tired.
Yeah, their best power play of the night was one where they were moving around and shooting pucks, like less, they weren't trying to be too, I don't know.
More simple.
Yeah. This one, it felt like they were a little too patient and trying to be a little bit too fancy with it a little bit.
I mean, the first 10 seconds of the power play, you get 2 Nathan MacKinnon one-timers.
Yeah, and I was like,
shocker, they don't go in.
But in case that wasn't enough, there was one more.
There was another one, yeah. And guess what? It also didn't go in. Shocker. So I think, I wasn't a fan, really. Cale's got more, man.
There was one play where I was like, that I was like, okay, that's good. It was when Mikko made the pass to Lehkonen in the slot, and Lecky barely missed it because it wasn't defended. It was a really nice play, but it just didn't quite connect.
Mm-hmm. The thing with
And
Cale not shooting on that power play though is too like if you're not gonna shoot, they're gonna cover the wings
right,
way
and that was you could
easier.
tell that was their strat. They knew
Yeah,
Cale wasn't going to shoot, and he definitely needed to a few times.
yeah, yeah.
Um, on it was I don't know. I would have liked them to score in overtime here because they have some serious problems with the Stars in overtime. Like they're notoriously just bad against the Stars in overtime. Regular season or overtime. So it would have been nice to kind of get rid of that demon, but I don't know how much it really makes a difference. But they do end up going to a shootout, and the Stars decide they want to make it as easy as possible for Alexander Georgiev.
Yeah, first one, it was funny. My dad, I was, he was in the other room, but he told me, he was like, Sagan should just fumble, like right before he went, and then he did. So it's always satisfying to see like Tyler Sagan isn't very good anymore.
Really? I don't know. He's like
Yeah.
the one guy on the Stars that I can genuinely
No,
tolerate. Really?
no, no,
All right.
can't do it. Yeah.
Um, I mean, yeah, he fumbles the puck. And then Pavelski, I mean, Georgiev pretty much outweights him and forces him to try and.
Georgiev actually got it with his blocker.
Oh, he did? Okay. Well, he did.
Yeah,
So, all right.
really fucking good save. So
Okay.
that was the one where I was like, holy shit, what a save.
He he's just good at shootouts, I guess. Unless our Timmy Panarin does something absolutely nasty.
He should have gotten scored on in the last one. Robertson had the entire net to shoot at, basically. He just lifted it.
Oh.
Nate's move. So how many shootouts in a row has Nate not scored on? It's got to be like near 10, 11, right? Hasn't been since that Arizona game, probably, against Darcy Kemper.
Oh, against Darcy. Oh, geez. Is there a way for me to? I don't even know if this is a stat that's kept somewhere.
But I'm sure it is. But yeah, I actually thought it was a pretty decent move. He just shot it literally right into Ottinger's glove. And
Right.
it was like you had other places to shoot it, Nathan. But
Yeah, he came in fast with a few stick handles and just.
least he made to make a save.
Oh no, he scored in the shootout against Edmonton. Remember last year? You don't remember that?
No.
Okay. Yeah, he made it. Yeah, he went like backhand. That's the key. He goes forehand too
Oh
much. He
yeah,
needs to go
that's right.
backhand more.
I didn't mind it. He just shot it right into his glove.
Yeah, no, it was increasingly apparent that Nathan McKinnon just wasn't going to get anything past Jake Ottinger tonight.
Yeah. And then I guess so after all that, all it took was a little chip by Mikko Rantanen. After all that hard work they did in the third period, that's all it took.
I don't know why he's so good at that. He just comes in slow and he's like, I'll just score wherever I want. I mean, I'll just shoot it. Like
He just picks his spot.
he's just like,
Yeah.
there, goal.
Mm-hmm. It's not a hard shot. It's just like a little.
Yeah, you just picks it. I mean, you don't need it to be hard in the shootout.
No. So.
I mean,
And then, honestly, Robertson had Georgiev swimming. But he just put it over the net.
Yeah.
And that was game.
He's washed. Jason Robertson is officially washed.
He's such a problem. He's such a problem.
Jay Fresh picked the worst time to post his card though, because he picked it right after he missed the net, and then everybody was like, "Okay, where's his missed nets per shootout?"
Yeah,
it's weird. You don't usually see like goal scorers like that, miss on things like that. Jurgen must have played mind games. He's really must have like stared him down.
Mm-hmm.
Said something to him in Russian. I don't know. Mikko Rantanen and Alexander Georgiev. Like I said, greatest shootout duo in NHL history. How many times is... Well, it's not that many times because Mikko missed in that one against Edmonton, and he missed against Nashville too. So I forget that game ever happened. That Nashville game, the last game of the season. I always forget about that one.
I don't, because there was a kick snack.
Yeah, that's actually the only goal I remember. Oh, and that nonsense. Actually, I remember because of David Riddick just bodying himself on the net. Mm-hmm. Just like the Avs bodied him in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, okay, who is your disappointing player of the game?
I already kind of mentioned it, but Jacob McDonald. I just didn't like him.
You didn't like McDonald?
No.
That's fair. I think England, because I don't know.
Yeah, obviously.
Causing a whole goal against is just bad. All right.
I also didn't think Georgiev was great.
Really? He made some really nice saves, so I don't know. And
there were a couple that like hit him and bounced right out into the slot. And
his rebound control, I could tell from the start, was a bit shaky, but
yeah.
Anytime
I also didn't like the Robertson goal.
Pavelski from that one with the deflection, with how close it is, I'm just kind of like,
I know, but I didn't like it. It's not from a dangerous angle.
It's fair, I guess, but
after you gave up no shots the whole period, you want your goalie to save that. But he redeemed it in the shootout, so.
Right. He made some nice saves, and during the course of the game, I don't know what is. I mean, hold on, let me see. Well, he ended up positive in goal save, both expected. So, the 3 stars. Sorry.
I'll go 1.
You go the wrong way, dude.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I can do 3. I just kind of go from top to bottom because it's easier to do it that way.
That's fair.
You can go first, then I'll go second.
Oh Christ. Okay, so 3. I'm gonna honorable mention Josh Manson kicking some Dallas ass tonight. 3, I'm gonna go Mikko, because I thought he was moosing tonight, and he had the shootout winner. It's fun when Mikko, because sometimes when he's moosing, he doesn't really bring along like the puck abilities, but he like dunked on that guy when he went up for a puck, and then he absolutely dusted a guy at the blue line. So that was pretty fun. Then I put Cale at 2 for 200 points. And then unfortunately he didn't score, but I thought Nathan McKinnon was so good tonight, so I'm giving him the 1st star. I just love the way he was.
I'll go Mikko 3, Manson 2, Cale 1.
Okay. Yeah. I usually like to favor points, but I don't know. He was just so good tonight.
I thought he was good. I just kind of expect that from him.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. There's just he was just like a little bit like of a notch above. It felt like a little bit.
Sure.
But yeah. So they play Dallas again on Friday. Rocking the reverse
Vancouver Wednesday.
Yeah. They play Vancouver on Wednesday. Gabe Landeskog's birthday. And then Friday they play Nashville in a matinee game. But well, I mean, I'm sure we'll mention this later, but Friday, Mr. Blake's gonna have to get y'all covered on a solo podcast.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, unlike someone on this podcast, I am a soccer fan, and with the World Cup coming around only once every 4 years, and the U.S. choking their game today, now I have to really watch that game. And I'm also going to be at Disneyland, so it's kind of a pain in the ass to do a podcast when you're traveling, especially at Disneyland.
Mhm.
I'll do a podcast from like the ride.
Yeah. You guys, you're gonna have to help me out with the technical stuff, but yeah, I'll have everyone.
That
come
might
in.
not be that might not be the worst time to do our first live podcast.
It might not be, but also like I don't know if I want to bring a guest on or what I want to do.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm trying to get him to bring Wesley on, but I don't think he's going to. I think Brian might not be a bad idea. I think Brian knows his stuff.
Brian does know his stuff. I'm gonna keep him off the podcast though. I'm thinking I'm just gonna do it by myself, but yeah.
But yeah, I'll definitely be because I'm not missing the reverse retro game for sure. I need to watch that one. I gotta see those babies in action.
Yeah, I'll be there. So podcast might be a little late.
Right.
Kind of like tonight, sorry. Had to put Wesley to bed and stuff. So
So yeah. Any other thoughts before we get out of here? Any special words you want to say to any Dallas players, fans?
Oh, shout out to the kid behind the bench.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just want, dude, props. I mean, my main man was digging for gold. He struck and he ate. Props to the man.
I heard people talking about it. I'm so glad I didn't see it. That might have made me throw up. Like, ugh.
Here he is, little man, digging for gold. He's got it.
It looks like his arm is the stick.
He's holding it up, and then he pops it in.
Oh, his dad's looking at him too.
Yeah.
He's just like
shout out to my main man. That was my man.
What's the best behind the bench scenes from this year? Was it that or the two guys?
Topanga. It was Topanga.
It's pretty good.
It was Topanga. Yeah. Dude.
Oh, I forgot that reminds me. Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. Go ahead.
That reminds me. What was your moment of the game?
That was it. Yeah, the booger.
Okay.
So funny.
Because I hate Jamie Benn. My moment of the game was Josh Manson beating his ass. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that'll do it for us. I do want to give out a special shout out to my special little brain because I haven't worn EJ. I have a specific thing against my EJ jerseys because every time I wear them, either he plays like crap or the Owls lose. I will give him credit. He played actually. I really liked his game tonight.
Neither of those things happened tonight.
Yeah. But in my infinite big brain and memory, I remembered I wore this like the only last good game I remember wearing this jersey for was Game 6 against Dallas in that playoff series, which they evidently won, and they won tonight. So
yeah,
now this jersey has redeemed itself.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little
shout out to all the millennials who watched Boy Meets World and knew it was Topanga. See us Gen Zers, we also know who Topanga is. We watch Girl Meets World, so
right?
Yeah, like.
It took me a long time to realize that Girl Meets World was a spinoff of Boy Meets World.
Yeah, like Topanga's the shit. Like we like Topanga too. So
this is really what everybody can get along about.
Topanga. Yeah, Topanga's
this will unite the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
exactly. Well, all right, everybody. We hope you enjoyed. It's always fun to beat Dallas. We'll see you for a much later podcast on Wednesday. So. Hope you all enjoyed. See you next time.